Welcome to the Nightly Rant
with
your hosts, Mike
and Toria.
This is the show where we examine society from a sarcastic point of view.
If you like insane conversations, this is definitely the show for you.
Let's get into today's topic. YPN people, I don't know about you, but I love helping out a friend. That's why I want to shout out my friend Brian Little and his podcast, Your Favorite Blockhead. This is the only show that manages to weave together peanuts and MMA into one heck of an amazing podcast. You can find Your Favorite Blockhead wherever your favorite podcasts reside and at yourfavoriteblockhead.com. Do me a huge favor and listen to Brian's show. You'll be entertained and you'll help out a friend. Now, as I said, let's get into today's topic. So I don't know what the deal is, but Parker today has been like Captain Sociable.
Yeah, he was a begging, chicken-munching savage earlier.
I don't understand what's happened to him. Like, is he on the outs with all of the cats right now?
No. According to Ash, he always likes chicken.
But, okay, I used to know, when we lived in the other place, I used to know when the she-cats were fighting the he-cat, when he was just a he-cat. Because he would become super friendly and needy.
Yeah.
Well, he's been super friendly and needy today. So
he might be on the out with all of them. Because Jazzy and him, I haven't seen them wrestling in a while. That doesn't mean they haven't been. I just haven't seen it.
It's just interesting that he does that. Like, he knows to come to us for attention, and he knows we'll give it to him.
Well, he did get hurt recently in a fight with someone.
Yeah.
So maybe that's it.
And he's not afraid of anything. He doesn't generally back down, except for ceiling fans. But other than that, he doesn't back down from things.
Have the smoke alarm. He's also afraid of things.
That's part of his problem. It's that he doesn't back down from things. He gets himself beat on quite often.
Well, you know.
But like, okay, crazy people. Crazy people drive me nuts. I know that sounds funny. But like, I've had a few experiences lately that just kind of blow my mind. Like, it inspired me to do an entire video on the topic, and I did it. I didn't love the way the video came out. It came out a lot better in my head than final execution. But basically, you know, I've been trying to find us somebody to write blog articles for us. We've been trying to find somebody for social media.
Yeah.
And I have 2 softwares that I floated the idea out there to see how much it would cost. Strictly a cost-finding mission.
Right.
I get these people, and I created specs for both of the softwares. So we'll start with the social media people. First of all, I had somebody. Now, here's how I listed the job. I need somebody to take already prepared content with already prepared captions and put them into Later and Hootsuite so that they're scheduled to go out.
Right.
And I counted up how many posts there were, and I said how many posts. I had somebody quote me $110 an hour. I literally asked them, what drugs are you on? Because I want some of them. That's what I wrote back to them.
Who the hell charges $110 an hour just to schedule some social media posts? It is quite literally an entry-level virtual assistant job.
Now, like our current scenario where the person's creating the content, creating the captions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Not entry-level.
You know, that's not entry-level. But that, really entry-level. So that was kind of funny. And
a monkey could do it if you could train a monkey.
Then we did hire this one blog person. And what I do with the blog people to make it kind of like, so there's a clear understanding of what to expect, I tell them that the first month is a trial.
Okay.
So interestingly, this dude, for the first month, did not invoice me for any of his work, but was on time every single time. And then when it was all done, invoiced me for his work and had me paying him through the platform, through Upwork.
Right.
And then all of a sudden one day, he just up and disappears. And like, I believe what happened was he found something else doing the same thing that was making him more money.
And we believe this for the sole reason that multiple days after you ended his contract, he was back in one of the blog posts making edits.
Yeah.
Really weird.
So that was another weird one. So then I replaced him with this guy who I got rid of really fast because Like, his writing was just...
Trash.
I mean, I could write a better article by putting a bunch of words into a box, throwing them in the air, and wherever they land, that's the order that I write them down in. Like, I literally could write better than him.
I have a better example. Translating Latin filler text into English makes better blog posts than this guy could.
It was so bad. And, like, it was taking me so much time to clean it up because I'd have to, like, carefully examine every word and be like, what is he trying to say here? And, you know, I tried to give him tips and I tried to give him advice, and he
just ignored you.
He just didn't pay attention. So then when I terminate the guy, the lunatic sends us a proposal at a higher rate, by the way.
Was it at a higher rate?
Yes, it was at 15 and at a higher rate, and basically admits that he had someone else writing the articles for him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, right there, I'm not going to hire you back because you're not ethical.
But he also submitted an article with his proposal.
Yeah, so he submits this article with his proposal. That was the worst trash I've ever seen. So, okay, before we sideline, then I send it to Grammarly because I put the post in Grammarly, and I'm telling you, it reads like garbage. And I put it in Grammarly, and it gets a 99.
Yeah, there was absolutely no reason for that.
I opened a ticket with Grammarly, and they send me back, and I tell them exactly where, you have my permission to go inside my account and look at this article that it's titled this. And they go, oh, we can't do that. Can you send us a copy of the article itself? And and so I did. And they came back. Well, I don't see anything wrong with it. What did you see as a problem? And like one of the sentences was like, he was very happy, therefore a gift. What does that mean? It means nothing because it's just a jumble of words thrown together and doesn't even really make a complete sentence.
Doesn't make complete sense at all. Not really.
So she points to me, well, can you point out where you thought there was a problem and what you think the problem is? And I go, first of all, I pay for your software for you to tell me the grammar rules, not the other way around. Go, but here you go. Here's a paragraph. Why don't you explain to me what was said in that paragraph? Oh, yeah. Oh.
They didn't even look at what you said.
You're right. And she goes, I forwarded it on to the engineers to look at it and determine why it did that. Okay, great. So then the dude gets into an argument with me, telling me that his writing is not bad. And I told him, I don't know why you're so desperate for this work. If you think your writing is so great, there's plenty of people out there willing to pay for it. Go get them. So then, and I think it's blog writers, I hire a new guy. First of all, I had to tell him to stop calling me sir. I hate being called sir.
Okay, sir.
Drives me nuts. You know, I could say some things on here that would make you so mad, but I won't do that to you. Anyway, this guy, was making me worried because, on Tuesday, he gave me a post. And I said, all right, here's the problems I see with it. Next time, I'll take care of this, but next time, fix this, fix this, fix this. He says, okay. Now, the instructions were very clear. There is a spreadsheet. There are 2 tabs on that spreadsheet. They have blog post topics. You are to do 1 topic from each tab each week. So 2 posts each week. He sends me another one yesterday.
Yeah.
And said, oh, and by the way, his deadline was Friday morning our time, Pacific Daylight Time. That's what I told him. Pacific Daylight Time, Friday morning.
Got it.
He sends me this other article, and it's from the same damn tab as the first article. So I'm like, we have a problem here. And I started explaining to him, do you know what passive voice is? Because your writing is loaded with it. You got 29 instances of it. You need to work on that. And it's okay. I understand. You're cheap. I'm not expecting perfection, but I expect legible. And I expect you to follow directions, and I expect you to listen to what I'm saying. Well, he says to me, can you please extend the deadline then? Because it's late here right now. And I'm like, but this was 10 a.m. our time, and it was midnight his time. Okay. And I'm like, but the deadline is 8 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow. So why do I need to extend the deadline? Aren't you working tomorrow? But yeah, I'm working. Okay, then. There you go. Then at 10 o'clock, he still hadn't sent the article. I had to ask him for the article.
I'm sure that amused you greatly.
I just don't get it. These crazy people. So then the real crazy story is I get these software developers, and literally I have this application that's going to be you're going to hit a page. It's going to have some salesy text on it. That's going to take you to here. Give it a try. You're going to go to a form, and you're going to fill out the answers to the form, which is mostly a checkbox. Check, 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 check. You're going to submit it. The software is going to do its magic, and it's going to say, we could save you $960 a year. Would you like to continue? If you say yes, it's going to collect your credit card information, and it's going to display your choices to you for this item.
Got it.
And then it's going to email you a PDF of it. The prices that were coming in were like insane. And the questions that were being asked. And do you want to be able to make the questions random? Look, I gave you exactly what I want in the spec. I even literally said in the spec, there's no reason for there to be an interface to change the questions, because the questions won't change. And they won't. I'll just add features to the feature list.
Right.
It's that simple. I mean, I don't need the questions to change. They're always going to be the same. And I explained that in the spec, but they got to ask anyway. And then they come back with like quotes of like $6,000. And I'm like, if I went as slow as possible and developed this at my regular rate, I wouldn't charge someone $6,000.
Dude, I posted that job and I was very specific that it was a subcontractor position, which means it's for like entry level people. And they're usually at a lower rate, because the freelancer doesn't have to handle any of the overhead crap. So somebody told me their rate was $95 an hour.
That's a fucking outrageous rate, just straight up.
Yeah, it is. That's I've been doing this for 10 years. I'm a specialist.
No, it's not. I've been doing software development for 30 years and I charge that.
And you already established your rates are too low.
$95 for any kind of admin assistance is too high.
Like I said, specialists. People who are doing your digital marketing strategy charge that kind of stuff. Not people who are going...
Does it come with a hand job too? I mean, what the hell?
Okay.
That's still too expensive. Look up the salaries for these people. They do not make $95 an hour. Do not.
Okay. Got it.
No way in hell. Because if they're going to make $95 an hour, I'm going to become a digital marketing specialist. And I'm going to quit this company and I'm going to go work for myself as a digital marketing specialist. Because that is the easiest job you could possibly do for $95 an hour. That's asinine.
Anyway.
$95 an hour.
Back to the topic.
Then the next guy on a different software project has like 9 million questions. And he keeps asking me, like, it literally says in the thing, there's going to be a subscriber. Then there's going to be managers that the subscriber can invite. And then later on, under details, this is about a podcast software. Under details about the episode, it says guest, yes or no. And then guest name, guest, What access role does the guest have? They don't have any role. They're part of the fucking notes for the episode. It's right there in the spec. Do you not know how to read? Oh, okay, good. So how do the listeners listen to the podcast on here? They don't.
Yeah, they had absolutely no idea what you were trying to do.
And I'm like, I gave you a spec. You have no clue what I'm trying to accomplish here. But I got to tell you, they asked me 3 more times about the guest role. 3 more. I got to the point where I just would go back in the Upwork Messenger, right click, say quote, pull it down, paste it, and hit enter.
That's hilarious. You didn't tell me about that one.
Then there's the guy that, like, he provides me a chart of what the data structure is going to look like. I'm like, I told him, you're way out in front of yourself. How do you know you're going to get this job? Why are you wasting this time? And then the people who think that saying hello to you every day is going to get them the job. Have you made any decisions, sir? When can we start, sir? Never, because I'm tired of talking to you.
Yeah, why do you want to work with somebody who annoys you before you've even hired them?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Usually it takes them a while to annoy me.
It's not a thing. We are not going to do that.
That was a good joke. Anyway.
Was it now?
These are the nightmares you deal with out there. These are the people that are out there looking for work. And these are the people who someone somewhere has advised them to, like, practically beg for the work. How about the guy that comes on Instagram and is like, let me promote your podcast and I will make it #1. Really? Yes, it's only $150 a month.
Oh my God.
Do you remember that? Like, go away. You'll make my podcast #1. How exactly are you going to do that? Oh, I know. By buying fake followers.
And then he went, when you called him out on it, he was like, please give me money. Please give me money.
Just started begging for
Please
money.
give me money.
Like, just stop. Like this is so old to me. And yeah, you know what? Some of you out there are going to be, oh, well, he obviously needed the money and the work. I don't care. It's not my problem. It's not my job to give him a job. There's lots of people out there. You know what? Those of you out there, oh, he just needs work. Give him some work. I'm sure you have some cleaning that needs to be done around your house. Have him come over here and clean for you. Have him write you some computer software. Do something for him. Me, I'm not obligated to, and I don't care. And if you're going to be annoying to me already, like she said, you're annoying the second I meet you. Why do I want to work with you?
Exactly.
I mean, I've seen some pretty bad people through the years when we've been doing our, work. And like prior to that, my only exposure to offshore developers were really strong, persistent, hardworking folks who didn't beg and who didn't annoy you immediately.
I know. I think it's since the world has become more and more prone to people working online. People who shouldn't be working online are trying to, because it's better than working in their like neighborhood market or whatever.
Yeah.
And I wrote an article for my website. Not everyone can be a virtual assistant. Well, not everybody can be an online developer. It's not for everyone.
No. And like, I'm all for standing your ground and speaking up for yourself and whatever. But like, it reminds me of the guy that was helping with like a website issue. And they were using like one of those tools like Shopify or, BigCommerce. One of those e-commerce tools that's pre-built for you.
Okay.
And the client asked that if they did this, that this drop down would appear. And if they give it something else, the drop down wouldn't appear. And the person told me this is impossible. And I said, it's not impossible. I know exactly how you could do it.
Uh-huh.
I've been doing this for 30 years. You might want to give it another try. Well, I don't care how long you've been doing it. It's impossible. So I sat down and I wrote, count them, 6 lines of code. I sent it to him in a message and I said, insert it right here, these 6 lines of code, and test it. He came back. Wow, how did you do that? I said, those 6 lines of code is what did that. The thing I was trying to get you to figure out, but you couldn't, you kept telling me it was impossible. Like, I think people that want to get jobs online, the last thing I have to say about that is they need to listen to other people who have already done it. I mean, what kind of a moron argues with somebody who's already done it?
Right.
I mean, nobody says that our way is the 100% right way, but our way has worked.
Is a way that has been successful. Perhaps try it.
Yeah. Like, stop arguing with me.
Right.
Just stop.
Right.
Because I don't even entertain it anymore. I told you, I literally put at the top of my bid request, I will not negotiate. So give me your best possible bid.
Right.
So I don't know. I think that the world has gone cuckoo crazy and the people in it don't even realize it.
Well, on that uncomfortably pessimistic note, good night, everyone.
Hasta la bye-bye. Yes, I'm pessimistic. Thank you for listening to the Nightly Rant.
If you enjoyed the show, please give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Google Play.
If you didn't enjoy the show, please just ignore that previous request for a rating.
This has been a Yogi's Podcast Network production.